Based on the current state of our world, we have roughly 50 years to reverse the damage we have caused that is called climate change. In order to do so, we must start first by buying secondhand items. We also must switch to biodegradable items. So instead of using plastics that will sit in the earth, we'll switch to biodegradable ones. And 3, overall stop littering, as we all know. Today, I'm going to persuade you on why you should recycle and how we will reap the benefits if we all just start recycling. The first thing I want to talk about is secondhand. So what are secondhand items? Secondhand items are items that have been previously owned or worn by someone else, such as clothing, jewelry, shoes, anything that you can reuse, and it just doesn't fit someone else, or it's not their style anymore. So they just give it to someone else, and that is using secondhand items. The benefits of using secondhand items go way beyond just us. So of course we save money as the consumer, but it also prevents landfills. And landfills are massive pieces of land that just have trash thrown into them, and they're just kind of left to decompose there. And it can take anywhere from 100 years to 1,000 years for things just like water bottles or even diapers that you use for your child to degrade. Also, if we buy secondhand, we can reduce water use. And that is a big deal to me because the overuse of water actually creates pollution in our water, which not only affects us because we're drinking this water every day, but it affects the animals and the environment around us. So this can spread things like diseases or different deformities. This can also help to minimize the effects of drought and water shortages. So in places like California and Texas, they won't experience as heavy droughterages because we would have some water saved. Second, I'm going to speak about the use of biodegradable items in place of plastic. Defined as plastics that can be decomposed by microbes and then turn into biomass. So instead of sitting in a landfill waiting 100, 1,000 years to decompose, it will only take a couple years and it will turn right back into soil. This is also a form of recycling that is kind of new. And most of these PLAs or biodegradable plastics are made from corn, potato, and sugarcane. To name a few of these biodegradable products, they can be known as recycled cardboard, recycled paper, bioplastic, stone paper and stone plastic, and milk plastic. This is all according to plasticpolluters.org. Next, I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't litter. Now, we all know that you should not litter and it is not good for the environment. But litter is actually the main cause for the trash holes in the ocean. So there are these floating islands in the ocean and they are just filled with trash and they can stretch miles over the ocean, and it's all due to littering. That is solely caused by littering. So 40% of litter is actually burned in the open air, which can cause respiratory and health issues, which can eventually lead to a starting base for acid rain. So this is pretty scary. If we have enough pollution, we can actually start to receive acid rain from our environment because we're not taking care of it. And this is a citation from texasdisposal.com. Now, the counter argument that can be made: recycling is beneficial to climate change. However, it does come with its own set of cons. If you're recycling using incinerators, it can actually add pollutants to the air and not really help us at recycling. And to finish this speech off, recycling is overall a needed step in climate change. You can do this by buying secondhand items like we talked about, using biodegradable items such as PLAs or plastics that can biodegrade, and not littering. It's as simple as that. If we can all do our part, we can actually prevent irreversible change that will come to us in the next 50 years. I'd like to take some time today to talk about the Clean Air Task Force. So they work actually from donations to be able to clean the carbon footprint many of us emit into the air, whether it be just driving to work or buying new clothes. You can actually help them by donating online to thecleanairtaskforce.com. Thank you.